When I think of potential, I think of a matchstick. When a matchstick reaches its potential, it releases a flame that ignites everything around it. 2018 brings new potential for you and your life at Itawamba Community College, where you are each empowered to do great things. You can be better, accomplish more, and live a life that is above the bar. Your potential is here.
This broadcast of ICC Athletics is being presented by the ICC Alumni Association, the Bank of Okolona, the ICC BSU, Choice Pond with locations in Tupelo and Fulton, Buddy Long and the Tupelo Coca-Cola Bottling Works, Food Giant, the ICC Foundation, your Itawamba County Farm Bureau agent Joey Cox, Little Caesars, Renaissance Bank, Sonic, and the ICC Wesley Foundation.
Hey Mississippi, let's fill the gap. Did you know Mississippi's community and junior colleges fill the gap between high school and skilled careers? Or that community and junior colleges are also a great value to students? It's true. Not only can they get degrees in these fields, they can actually afford the tuition to get them there. And did you realize that 96% of the state's community and junior college students are Mississippians? Not only that, they tend to stay in the state when they're done with college. And the more students that do so, the more skilled workers we'll have to fill the gap for jobs. And the more people to fill the job gaps, the more money stays in the state. Plus, the value of community and junior colleges in Mississippi is unbeatable. For every dollar the state puts into community and junior colleges, it gets $4.86 back, an almost 5-to-1 return on investment. So, come on Mississippi. Contact your legislator and tell them to support Mississippi's community and junior colleges. And let's fill the gap.
I'm Madison Carnes, and you're watching Let'sGoICCTV.com.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We're getting set for Game 2 here between ICC and Pearl River, as we're just moments away from that Renaissance Bank opening pitch here in Game 2. Coach Kurt getting his money's worth with the home plate umpire here. Still a little upset after that questionable call on the batter, the ball hitting the batter in fair territory, as the home plate umpire called her out, and the infield umpire came up and called a foul ball, but did not step in to kind of overrule that call there. So Coach Kurt making sure that he's on his P's and Q's here for Game 2. So we're just moments away from the start of this one here in Game 2. ICC picked up a 6-0 win in the first game of the day. Our Sonic stars of the game were Bailey Springfield, who had 9 strikeouts in that game, along with Macy Cox, who went 3 for 4 from the plate. She had a double. So those are our Sonic co-stars of the game, as we're waiting to see who the pitcher will be here for Game 2 for the Wildcats. They had a very vocal team meeting before the start of this game. Let's go ahead and give you today's starting lineups here, presented by Coke, as Lee's notepad goes flying across the way. It's been a windy day here. This is your starting lineup for the Indians. Leading things off will be center fielder Corey Childs. Batting second, playing in left field will be Meg Sullivan. Batting third will be the catcher Samantha Conley. Batting fourth will be right fielder Mackenzie Piper. The DP will be Macy Cox. She'll be batting fifth. Batting sixth, playing at first base, is Shelby Newsom. Batting seventh, playing third base, is Bailey Springfield. And batting eighth and pitching will be Olivia Burns. Batting ninth, playing second base, will be Madison Carnes. Your flex player is going to be the shortstop, Rachel Sternisha. Pitching here in Game 2 is going to be number 21. That's going to be Riley Sweely. Sweely will be getting the start here for the Wildcats in Game 2. While she takes her more tosses, we're going to hear a few words from our sponsors and be back with more right after this on Let'sGoICCTV.com.
Gotta be hoops and wings.
Nah, subs.
Wings all day.
How about a sub?
Dude, wings.
Nah.
Really?
gotta have ice cold Coke.
I'll drink to that.
Now that's how it's done.
Need money now? Get a Choice Pawn loan on things you already own, like guns, boats, campers, trailers, recreational vehicles, and just about everything else. Get a loan from Choice Pawn in Fulton and Tupelo. Get cash today. ChoicePawn.com.
And welcome back as we're going to start things off here. Waiting for that Renaissance Bank opening pitch here for Game 2 between ICC and Pearl River. Lee, what did ICC improve to? 18-5? 9-0, I believe, in conference play. And then Pearl River.
Game 2 for the Wahoo Indians. Third fielder, number 7, Corey Childs.
And then Pearl River fell to 11-10, 4-3 inside conference play. A much better record than 4-3 shows. That first pitch across for a strike. Striley sounded like she got a little bit of speed behind that pitch, and she zips that one across. Corey Childs will lead things off. She had reached on a fielder's choice, went 0 for 4 in Game 1. Takes a look at that pitch, low for a strike. 0-2, quickly ahead in the count is Pearl River. Well, it's going to be interesting to see how the strike zone goes in this game. As we said, Coach Kirk very vocal with the home plate umpire at the coaches' meeting at the plate. Hopefully he won't hold that against us here in Game 2. 0-2 is the count here. That pitch in the dirt gets away. Nobody on base to really do any damage there. So this is Corey Childs. She's a sophomore out of New Site, Mississippi. Went to New Site High School. She digs in with a 1-2 count. No outs leading us off here in the first. This one lifted. Left fielder's going to get out underneath it and squeeze it for the out. So out number 1. And now up is going to be Meg Sullivan. Sullivan will come to the plate now.
Left fielder, number 15, Meg Sullivan.
Meg had a pair of doubles in the first game of the day. They were picking on her all the way down here about wearing Crocs. Her mom tweeted at us, asked her if she wore Crocs, and she said she don't even own a pair. Sullivan looks at that pitch, low for a ball. Also want to give a shout out to Donna Wesley, Will Bunch that were watching back on campus this afternoon. I'm sure there was a lot more watching in support of the Indians this afternoon. ICC fell to number 8 in the latest rankings, slipping down from the number 6 spot. That first pitch missing low for a ball. Second one, Carbon Copy skips across for ball 2. So Swiley in the circle here. Wind is blowing out. The wind has just been odd today. It's been, when it blows, let me tell you folks, it blows. But when it don't, it's been unfortunate for the Indians. So they've had a couple of fly balls that could have chased down the ballpark. A little help of the wind. 2-0 is the count here to Sullivan. Meg looks at that pitch. Called a strike. So much different strike zone than what we had in the first game today. First strike zone was about from knees to your rib cage. This one up a little bit as that one across the letters for a strike. 2-1 now is the count. That one missing low. 3-1 now goes the count. We'll try to have highlights from today's games on the YouTubes on the way home. We're going to work on those, put them out on Twitter as well. 3-1 is the count here. Sullivan rips one. Oh, nice diving stop by the second baseman. Just could not find a handle on it. And that's going to go for a base hit. 3-1 is the count here. Hard hit ground ball. Great Sullivan diving effort out there. Oh, nice diving stop by the second baseman. Just could not find a handle on it. And that's going to be that's going to go for a base hit there for Meg. And now up is going to be Samantha Conley.
Now batting the catcher, number 11, Samantha Conley.
Conley stepping to the bat. The runner on first and one out. Pitch in the dirt, blocked up nicely. Good job that time. I believe the catcher still Taylor from game one. And that is the case. Ramey Taylor, an outstanding job behind the plate in the first game of the day. Did a good job there of keeping that one in front of her and keeping the runner at first, and Meg Sullivan, who reached on a single. So Conley digging in, waiting the pitch. That one clips the corner of the plate for a strike. Even the count now at 1-1. Mackenzie Piper on deck for the Indians. It's Conley who plays behind the plate, catching game two here as well. 1-1 is the count with one out and a runner on first. That pitch across, runner goes, and the throw is in time. So Sullivan erased on the play. Caught stealing, and now there's two outs. So the Indians trying to be aggressive here early on, force the issue, and a great job by Taylor tossing out Meg at second. And so now two outs, 1-2 is the count here on Samantha Conley. Change up, Conley popped it up. Third baseman coming up and makes the play. Nearly popped in and out of her glove that time, but a good job over there at third to get the final out of the inning. So the Indians get no runs on one hit, no errors, and nobody left on base. So an unconventional 3-up, 3-down inning there after Sullivan was tossed out trying to steal second. We're going to step away and come back with more here in game two between ICC and Pearl River. So we'll take a break and hear a few words from our sponsors.
Sonic Nights is the highlight of the summer.
Oh, yeah. There's probably some pretty big names here checking out these half-price floats.
Oh, everyone who's anyone is here tonight. Look, there are those two guys.
What are they famous for?
Huh. I think for eating here all the time.
Are we good at eating here or what?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, come on.
For a limited time, get real ice cream slushes, shakes, and floats half price after 8 p.m. during Sonic Nights. This is how you Sonic.
This broadcast of ICC Athletics is being presented by the ICC Alumni Association, the Bank of Okolona, the ICC BSU, Choice Pond with locations in Tupelo and Fulton, Buddy Long and the Tupelo Coca-Cola Bottling Works, Food Giant, the ICC Foundation, your Etowah County Farm Bureau agent Joey Cox, Little Caesars, Renaissance Bank, Sonic, and the ICC Wesley Foundation. And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as we get set for the bottom of the first inning in game two between ICC and Pearl River. ICC picked up a 6-0 win in the first game of the day. Trying to get the sweep here in Pearl River. As we said, never an easy place to play for ICC, as they've always had some pretty interesting series. Talk about things that are pretty interesting. Look out in center field right now. The American flag is blowing, but the other two flags hanging limp.
Leading off first inning for the Wildcats.
Guess the other two flags are just tired of flying. What'd you say, Lee?
The other two flags are just being reverent to the American flag.
Good call. And Amitsu was coming to the plate here to start things off for Pearl River. That pitch across for a strike. That's going to be number 22. That's going to be Cooley. She was 0 for 2 in the first game of the day with a pair of strikeouts playing in center field. Olivia Burns in the circle here for the Indians. That pitch low in the dirt. 1-1 now is the count here to Cooley. Remind you, tomorrow we'll be right back here on the Red Channel as we travel to Holmes. As the number 5 Indians take on the Bulldogs of Home in baseball. As that pitch, a good-looking pitch. I guess missing outside that time for a ball. Conley held on to it for a second. Good-looking pitch there. Called a ball. That pitch drifting up high. 2-1 now. Goes the count, or excuse me, 3-1. Goes the count now here to Cooley. So 3-1 is the count here to Cooley. Cooley trying to start the inning off with a walk. And she does. That ball in the dirt, ball 4. And Cooley will trot down to first. And now up is going to be number 29. This is going to be DePepperschmidt. She was the shortstop in game 1. Depperschmidt, I should say. And she'll be the center fielder here in game 2. Showing bunt, lays it down, only one play, and that's going to be to first. And that's going to be a sacrifice bunt laid down by Depperschmidt. I don't know how to say her name. 1-3 on the putout. Depperschmidt. I want to keep saying Dr. Pepper, saying D-E-P-E-E-R. I don't think I spelled that right. That sacrifice bunt being brought to you by the ICC Baptist Student Union. Remember, you can follow the ICC BSU on Twitter at ICC BSU. So now with a runner on second and one out, Pearl River trying to get something started here in the bottom of the first. This is going to be number 27, Taggart, batting in the 3 spot. So Taggart will dig in here. We're scoreless in game 2. That pitch right down Broadway, 1-1 now, is the count. As you can tell, the sun continuing to set here. The shadows extended across home plate. Now making things tough on the right fielder and center fielder. That pitch outside for a ball. 1-1. 2-1. Now is the count. Trying to call the balls and strikes by keeping up with the scoreboard. They're a little delayed on changing it from time to time. 2-1 is the count. There's a line drive. Great play by Sternisha across the way to get that one. Let's take a look at that one on the replay there. That was a lot tougher as the runner on second was right there. There's a line drive, made the play. Great play by Sternisha across the way to get that on the put out there of Taggart.
First baseman, number 15, Hallie Malone.
And now Malone will come to the plate with 2 outs. So a runner on second, 2 outs. This is Malone at the plate. That changeup hangs up for a ball. I tell you what, Cooley takes a big-time lead at second. I don't know if you can't pump, fake a throw, get her to commit one way or the other, and possibly get her out. That pitch up high for a ball. Yeah, she's halfway to third on each pitch. So 2-0 is the count here. Burns to Malone, the first baseman. Change up in that one side. So Olivia struggling a little bit to find the zone here against Malone. So 3-0 count here. You figure the red light's going to be on for Malone. And there's ball 4. That one missing at the knees. That would have been a strike in the first game today. But as we said, that strike zone that was about a little below the knee in game 1 is now more mid-thigh to letters here in game 2. So you got to adjust here.
20, Alyssa Pinero.
This is going to be Pinero coming to the plate. So the Indians looking for that final out here in the bottom of the first. Runners on first and second. Pinero digs in, takes that pitch low for a ball. Well, yeah, that strike zone that we had in game 1 is not here in game 2. The Indians trying to work low in the zone. The way the wind's blowing today, you work up in the zone. Unless it stops blowing like we saw a couple times, but it's that one. I have no idea where that one missed. Conley asked the home plate umpire. He said it was inside. So 2-0 now is the count here to Pinero. That one high and inside. 3-0 now goes the count here to Panero. So 2 outs here, bottom of the first. 3-0 is the count. And there's a strike. Panero started headed down to first. Umpire calls it strike 1. So 3-1 now is the count here to Panero. Three-1 offering. That one's across for strike 2. Nicely done that time by Olivia Burns to rally back and force the count to go full. So 3-2 is the count. 2 outs. Runners will be in motion on the pitch here. And, oh my goodness. Caught it ball 4. A beautiful pitch there. And now bases are loaded after back-to-back walks. A good pitch to ring her up on. And Coach Kurt wants to go out and talk
The second baseman, number 11.
to his pitcher. We're going to take a break and be back with more right after this.
I could get the extra most bestest with the most cheese and the most pepperoni for $6. Or I could get a pizza with less toppings for more money.
Get the most cheese and most pepperoni for the nation's best price. Little Caesars large $6 extra most bestest.
Pizza.
And welcome back to action now as home plate umpire going to break this one up. Bases full of Wildcats. We're in the bottom of the first with an extremely tight strike zone. And Olivia Burns is going to try to find a way to get out of this inning with no damage done. This is going to be Easton at the plate, the number 6 batter. And again, no idea where these pitches are missing. And we're right here, basically on top of home plate. Change up, and that one right down the middle. Well, as we said, if they keep the strike zone the same way, you really don't mind. But if the strike zone's that tight, you're going to be serving some meat. So 1-1 is the count. This one popped up. Center fielder Corey Childs goes over and gets the out, and the Indians get out of the inning. Good job that time by Burns to settle down and get the fly ball out to center field to get out of the inning with no damage done. No runs, no hits,
First inning,
no errors,
no hits, no errors.
and nobody left, or excuse me, 3 left on base. We've played 1. We're scoreless. We'll take a break and be back with more right after this on Let'sGoICCTV.com.
What's better than waiting in line at the bank? Literally everything. Renaissance Bank's mobile check deposit lets you take care of checks wherever you want. Click on Deposit Check in the Renaissance mobile app. Read and hit Continue on the bottom of the notice page. Sign it. Write your name, account number, and for mobile deposit only on the back. Photograph it, front and back, so we know it's real. Type in the amount, choose the account to deposit into, click Continue, and go on your way. You'll receive an email that is being processed, but hold on to the hard copy until the check clears, and then rip it up and throw it away. So what are you waiting for? Download the Renaissance mobile banking app and make waiting in line a thing of the past. Check, phone, check. Renaissance Bank, understanding you. Member FDIC.
Gotta be hoops and wings.
Nah, subs.
Wings all day.
How about a sub?
Dude, wings.
Nah.
Really?
Gotta have ice cold Coke.
I'll drink to that. Now that's how it's done.
And welcome back once again. Man, such a long time between innings to allow the pitcher to warm up. As now to be the 4, 5, 6 batters due up here. For the Indians, it'll be Piper, Cox, and Newsom. move now to the top of the second inning.
Leading
ICC
off the second inning for
did get a
Itawamba.
hit, but Meg
Right
Sullivan
fielder
was
number
caught
18, Mackenzie
stealing
Piper.
for an unconventional 3-up, 3-down inning there in the first. Pearl River loaded the bases in the bottom half of the inning, but a fly ball out to center field got the Indians out of the threat. Piper looks at that pitch. Cross for a strike. So Piper going to have to dig in here. That's Piper. Looks at the changeup, pops it up, and it's going to fall out in foul territory. And 0-2 now is the count. We do want to welcome everyone watching here on Let'sGoICCTV.com. Remind you that we'll be back in action tomorrow with baseball at Holmes with the 2 o'clock opening pitch. Lee Adams confirms. Maybe we'll be indoors, maybe it'll be warm. Ground ball, third baseman, bobbles it for a second. Plenty of time to throw over. Score that one 5-3 on the putout of Piper. Well, the third baseman plays it uniquely. She looks like she kind of nonchalantly puts her glove out there, finds it,
Number 30,
just to knock it down.
Macy Cox.
And that time was able to get it and get the put out. Now up is going to be Macy Cox, the DP here, one of our 2 Sonic star of the games from game 1. She was 3 for 4 at the plate with a double. So that pitch low and outside for a ball. So 1-0 is the count here to Macy Cox. That shot foul towards the ICC dugout. Luckily, nobody hit there. This is Riley Swilly inside the circle. Has done a pretty good job so far handcuffing the Indians. She has given up a hit, but thanks to her catcher, Taylor, was able to erase the runner trying to steal the base. So 1-1 now is the count here to Cox. Change up that hangs up that time. Just did not quite roll off the fingers like she was hoping. 2-1 goes the count. We're scoreless. Top of the second here in game 2. Macy Cox at the plate. Trying to have a big series here for the Indians. Pops this one up. Second baseman's going to jog back, adjust, and camp under it for the out. 2 away now. And now up is going to be Shelby Newsom, the first baseman. So the Indians have not figured out the puzzle. That is Riley Swilly so far here in the contest.
Now batting the first baseman, number 19, Shelby Newsom.
And this will be Shelby Newsom coming to the plate. 2 outs, nobody on here for the Indians at the top of the first. That pitch missing low for a ball. Sun continuing to set here. And what it does is going to get really cold. 1-0 is the count. Swilly not really working with purpose. Is that pitch missing low for a ball? She takes a pretty long time in between pitches. Shelby Newsom inside, trying to extend this inning here. Newsom playing first base for the Indians here in game 2. Looks at that pitch low for a ball. Say, hasn't seen any of those called on the other side of the coin for the Indians. So that one called a strike. 2-1 now is the count. That pitch, almost a carbon copy of the last one. Instead, it was a little low and outside that time. 3-1 now goes the count. Bailey Springfield, the third baseman here in game 2, on deck if Newsom were to reach. So 3-1 now is the count here to Shelby Newsom, the transfer from Delta State. She's from Cleveland, Mississippi. We're waiting on the 3-1 offering. Fouls this one back and will stay, or excuse me, now the count goes full at 3-2. So 3-2 now is the count here on Newsom. 2 outs. Newsom waiting the pitch here from Swiley. Grounder right back up the middle. Shortstop gets it. Stands over and gets her out in time. 6-3 on the putout of Newsom. Nice play over there at short by Depperschmidt. So the Indians go 3 up, 3 down. The traditional way there. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. We'll take a break and be back with more right after this on Let'sGoICCTV.com.
This broadcast of ICC Athletics is being presented by the ICC Alumni Association, the Bank of Okolona, the ICC BSU, Choice Pond with locations in Tupelo and Fulton, Buddy Long and the Tupelo Coca-Cola Bottling Works, Food Giant, the ICC Foundation, your Etowah County Farm Bureau agent Joey Cox, Little Caesars, Renaissance Bank, Sonic, and the ICC Wesley Foundation.
At Food Giant, serving you is our #1 priority. We offer the freshest produce, highest quality meats, tasty baked goods, and the best meats and cheeses in our deli department. At Food Giant, you'll always find a staff member eager to help you find exactly what you need. Freshness, variety, value. Shop Food Giant today with several locations in North Mississippi.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as we're going to get set to go to the bottom of the second eventually. As it'll be the 7, 8, 9 batters due up here for Pearl River in the bottom of the second. We're scoreless. Don't look behind you, Lee. To your left. Those clouds look a little wet. So if we do happen to start running into some rain here, folks, we will have to break down immediately and get our equipment out of the weather, but hopefully that will hold off here.
Pearl River, the left fielder, number 2, Brooke Smith.
This will be Brooke Smith. To start us off here, the number 7 batter. Infield is in. Smith shows bunt. That pitch low and outside for a ball. Take a look at the Indians coming in on the infield. That pitch up high. 2-0 now is the count. Olivia's got about a large coffee can to throw this one into for the strike zone here. And finally threads the needle there. 2-1 now is the count. But yeah, for her to get strike calls today, she's having to leave them over the heart of the plate. Not necessarily 2 equal strike zones here in game 2. That pitch across for a strike. 2-2 now is the count. Taylor on deck for the Wildcats. 2-2 offer coming. Swung on and missed for strike 3. For the Nicely done that time by Olivia Burns to get her first. Swung on and missed for strike 3 of the day. And this will be Taylor coming to the plate now.
Now batting the catcher, number 17, Ramey Taylor.
Taylor, the number 8 batter in the lineup, will come to the plate with nobody on and 1 out. Scoreless ball game in the bottom of the second here between ICC and Pearl River. I have no idea. No idea where that's missing. Good looking pitch, called a ball. 1-0 is the count. Same location as the last pitch, this time called a strike. 1-1 now is the count. There's 1 out in the inning. This is Taylor at the plate. Looks like Wesley will be on deck for the Wildcats. Wesley, the third baseman. Swung on and missed for strike 2 by Taylor. Had her confused on that one. So 1-2 now is the count with 1 out. Waiting the pitch here. This one popped up. Catcher's going to drift over and it's going to get out of play. So just ran out a little bit of real estate. Not a whole lot of room from left to right of the home plate. You got a little bit of room if the ball gets away on a pitch to be able to take a base. But close quarters in a very nice ballpark here at Pearl River. So count stays at 1-2. Change up. Way ahead of that one. Trouble, but there is Corey Childs out there in center field to make a great play. So count stays at 1-2. Change up. Replay. Way ahead of that one. Trouble, but there is Corey Childs out there in center field to make a great play. Corey Childs showing out why she's quicker than Walt Flanagan's dog to be able to chase that one down and get the second out. And now this is going to be Wesley, the third baseman, at the plate with 2 outs and nobody on here. Bottom of the second, we're scoreless in game 2. That pitch a good one, but caught a ball. Wind starting to pick up yet again here at the ballpark. As we said, some clouds starting to move into the area. Where was that one? I guess it was up. As we said, there's about a coffee can up there that Olivia's got to throw it into to get a strike call. 2-0 now is the count. That one right down the middle of the plate, called a ball. Right down the middle of the plate, served up for strike 1. So the sun's starting to creep back out here at the ballpark. You see the shadow extending back across the field. 3-1 offering coming here, and there's ball 4. Another good pitch there, right at the knees. And that's going to be a walk, and we go back to the top of the lineup with Cooley.
Now batting, the center fielder, number 22, Anna Grace Cooley.
So a runner is at first with 2 outs, and this is going to be Anna Grace Cooley at the plate. Cooley walked, advanced to second on a sacrifice bunt, and was left stranded at third in the first. And so Cooley, the center fielder, will dig in here. 2 outs in the inning. Shows bunt, that one called a strike. So take a look at the Indians defensively, going to have to come in. Tight over there at third base. Shortstop staying back but in a little bit. 0-1 pitch coming. That one outside just to see if the runner was going. Was not. 1-1 now is the count here to Cooley. We do want to say hello to those that are watching here on Let'sGoICCTV.com. And in the off chance there might be some people from Pearl River watching, hello to you as well. 1-1 offering. Slap in. There's a nice play over there at third by Springfield to end the inning. There might be some people from Pearl River watching, hello to you as well. As that one offering. Line slap in. There's a nice play over there at third by Springfield to end the inning. So no runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 left on base. We've played 2. ICC and Pearl River scoreless. We'll take a break and be back with more right after this on Let'sGoICCTV.com.
What if Mississippi's community and junior colleges didn't exist? You'd see a much different Mississippi, one without these degrees. And the jobs that come from them. one where many would fail to get a higher education because affordable community and junior college is their only hope. We're in danger of this happening thanks to state budget cuts. In fact, Mississippi once ranked #1 in America's community and junior college systems. #1. But now has slipped out of the top 10, way out, which is already a consequence of budget cuts. So, what if community and junior colleges didn't exist? If budget cuts continue, we may well find out. Contact your legislator and tell them to support Mississippi's community and junior colleges.
And welcome back now as we shift to the top of the third inning. For the Indians, it'll be the 7, 8, 9 batters due up. Bailey Springfield, Olivia Burns, and Madison Carnes. So ICC trying to get something started here in the top of the third inning. We just checked the radar. Not necessarily any rain showing up on the radar, but boy, those clouds sure do look promising. Let's hope it doesn't.
Leading off the third inning to Red Wall, but the third baseman, number 21, Bailey Springfield.
So it'll be Bailey Springfield, one of the 2 Sonic stars of the game from game 1. She had 9 strikeouts in the first game of the day. She'll lead things off here for the Indians in the top of the third. Scoreless here in game 2. We have 2 different strike zones here, folks. There's no way we have the same strike zone from one inning to the next. That pitch across for a strike. Called a ball just about every time ICC throws it. 0-1 is the count here to Springfield. You got to battle through it, though. Nothing you can really do about that if you're the Indians. Bailey's going to foul this one back. 0-2 now is the count. So Springfield will dig in here with an 0-2 count. Got to protect the plate. That pitch missing low for a ball. 1-2 now is the count. Not a bad spot to miss that time if you're Sweely. See if you couldn't get her to chase one out of the zone. Did not. 1-2 now is the count. Olivia Burns is on deck for the Indians. 1-2 now is the count here to Springfield. That pitch missing low. 2-2. Goes the count here on Bailey. Well, I tell you what, typical Mississippi weather this time of year. Shorts one day, and I'm wearing 2 jackets right now. The next. 2-2 is the count. No outs as Springfield leads us off here. Pops this one up, jammed her that time. Shortstop comes up and gets the out. Well, even though we talk about the difference in the strike zones, you still got to give credit to Sweely right now, as she's doing a good job of really kind of jamming the batters and not letting any of the Indians getting a solid hit on the ball. The only hit for the Indians was back on the first when Meg Sullivan had a single, but she was erased trying to steal second. So now Olivia Burns will come to the plate. Looks at that pitch outside for a ball. So Olivia getting the start here in game 2, which has been the case for most of the year this season for the Indians. Bailey goes in game 1. Olivia game 2. Freshman out of Grenada. Looks at that pitch in the dirt. Ball 2. We'll say this. There's a guy out there in the outfield grilling in shorts and a t-shirt. The reason why he's probably grilling is because that's the warmest spot in the ballpark. 2-0 now is the count. Sweely set to deliver. This one lifted, and it's going to drop for a base hit. Nicely done that time by the pitcher, Olivia Burns. Second hit of the game for the Indians. Set to deliver. ICC trying to get something going. Lifted, and it's going to drop for a base hit. Nicely done that time in left center by the pitcher. And now this is going to be Madison Carnes.
Madison Carnes.
So Carnes will come to the plate with 1 out and a runner on first here in Burns. Corey Childs is on deck for the Indians.
Madison out of North Pontotoc High School. Looks at that first pitch. Called a strike. I don't mind the low pitches. We saw a lot of those in the first game. At least the one thing we saw in the first game was a equal strike zone. This one is not. Indians getting squeezed inside the circle today. Shows bunt. And there's only one play. That's going to be the first, and it's in time. Nicely done that time by Carnes. Kind of caught him by surprise that time, and sacrifice bunt moves the runner over to second. And of course, when we talk about those sacrifice bunts, we talk about the ICC BSU. They meet Mondays at 7:07, Wednesdays at lunch. All they ask is you bring $2 and a friend. And that's the ICC BSU luncheon on Wednesdays. And now this is going to be Corey Childs coming to the plate. Corey looking for her first hit of the day. Could be a big one here. She can come away with a 2-out hit with a runner on second for the Indians. Ball in the dirt, gets away. Runner's going to try to go to third, and she'll get there. Nicely done that time. As Olivia wasted no time. Noted the ball was in the dirt and got over to third. So she'll advance on the ball in the dirt. And now a base hit could be really big for the Indians. Scoreless here in the top of the third inning. 1-0 is the count here to Corey Childs. Swilly taking her time. That ball blocked up nicely that time by Taylor. Good job by Taylor. Dropped to her knees and just put her chest into the ball that time to keep it from getting past her. 2-0 now is the count here to Childs. Runner at third, 2 outs here. Can the Indians find a clutch 2-out hit to extend this inning and score a run? Pitch coming to Childs. That pitch across for a strike. 2-1 now is the count. So 2-1 now, the count here to Corey Childs. The pride of New Sight at the plate. That pitch missing low, 3-1 now goes the count. If Corey were to reach, then we'll go to Meg Sullivan, who had a single but was caught stealing in her previous at bat. 3-1 now is the count. Boy, that temperature is racing to see how low it can go here in Poplarville. It has gotten cold over the last 30 minutes. Childs looks at that one across for a strike. 3-2 now is the count here to Corey Childs. Three balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runner on third here for the Indians. And there's ball 4. So Corey, good eye that time, pitched low. And now the Indians with runners on first and third with 2 outs. Time is taken here. Quick meeting in the circle
Now batting,
as we'll take a break and be back with more right after this.
At Food Giant, serving you is our #1 priority. We offer the freshest produce, highest quality meats, tasty baked goods, and the best meats and cheeses in our deli department. At Food Giant, you'll always find a staff member eager to help you find exactly what you need. Freshness, variety, value. Shop Food Giant today with several locations in North Mississippi.
And welcome back now. 2 outs in the inning. Runners on the corners here for the Indians. And this is going to be Meg Sullivan coming to the plate here in a scoreless contest in the top of the third, game 2 between ICC and Pearl River. Sullivan singled in her first at bat, had a pair of doubles in game 1. Childs goes, snap throw down to third is not in time. And so that's going to be a stolen base for Corey Childs. Smart play that time by Taylor just to see if you can get the runner at third, maybe being lazy, getting back. Good job by Burns to dive back in safely. And so now, boy, a base hit could be huge here for the Indians. Sullivan at the plate with a 1-0 count.
Samantha Conley on deck for the Indians. 1-0 pitch coming. It's low, blocked up beautifully that time by Taylor. Taylor is earning her keep today as she has been very busy behind the plate. Was so in the first game, same here in the second. 2-0 now is the count here on Sullivan. Wind really starting to pick up now, blowing out towards right field. Runners on second and third with 2 outs here. Top of the third, ICC and Pearl River scoreless. Foul ball. Strike 1, 2-1 now is the count here on Sullivan. So 2-1 the count, 2 outs. Runners on second and third. Swilly working like it's 80 degrees outside. That pitch missing low for a ball. 3-1 now is the count here to Sullivan. Can the Indians break this one open into the top of the third? Scoreless here in game 2. ICC wins it 6-0 in the first game of the day. Trying to earn the sweep here on the road at a very tough Pearl River. This pitch fouled off and will stay, or excuse me, now the count goes full at 3-2. I'll tell you what, the players came to the field. Temperatures in the mid to upper 50s. It has dropped, so they might be trying to find some jackets in between innings. 3-2 is the count. 2 outs, runners on second and third for Meg Sullivan. Awaiting the pitch here from Swilly. Sullivan rips one up the middle. This is going to score 2. Clutch hit there for Sullivan, and she'll go to second on the throw. Big time hit there. ICC leads it now 2-0. 3-2 is the count.
Job
2
there
out
by Meg Sullivan
for Meg Sullivan.
Clutch 2 out hit.
Waiting the pitch
to
here
drive
from
in a
Swilly.
pair of runs.
And ICC now. Sullivan rips one up the middle. This is going to score 2.
lead.
Clutch hit there for Sullivan, and she'll go to second on the throw. Big time hit there. ICC leads it now 2-0. Burns and Childs. And now ICC leads it 2-0, and this is going to be
Now batting the catcher,
Samantha
11,
Conley.
Samantha Conley.
Coming to the plate with 2 outs and a runner on second. Heads up base running by Meg Sullivan to get to second on the throw home. Conley takes that first pitch across for a strike. 0-1 now is the count. Sam popped up to third to end the first. You've got Mackenzie Piper on deck if Conley were to reach. That pitch missing low for a ball. So 0-2, or excuse me, 1-0. 2-0 is the count. No, 2-0 is the score. I don't know what I'm talking about. It's too cold. ICC leads it 2-0 here in the top of the third. That pitch missing low for a ball. 2-0 now is the count here on Conley. Runner at second, that's Meg Sullivan. She had a 2-run single, advanced to second on the throw. They say 2-1 is the count. 2-1 is the count here. Conley, ground ball, second baseman has it. Gloves throws over in time for the putout, but the Indians push across 2 runs on 2 hits, no errors, and 1 left on base. Let's take a look at the highlights so far in the contest.
2 hits, there were no errors, and 1 left.
3-1 is the count here. And this is going to be Meg Sullivan's first of the day.
Oh,
She's got
nice
2
diving
hits
stop by the second baseman. Just could not find the handle
here
on it.
so far in.
And that's going to go for a base hit.
In the first is the count. And then you're going to get a line drive on a nice play.
Great play by
over to
Stranicia
short
across
to
the way to get that one.
As you saw there, the runner
For
at
the
second
Wildcats.
was really in the way of Stranicia. Good concentration.
Swung on and
There's
missed
a
for
swinging
strike 3.
Strike 3 for the only
Count
Renaissance
stays
Bank
at 1 and 2.
strikeout. Change up.
This pitch popped
Way
up.
ahead of that one. Trouble here, but
Trouble, but
Corey
there is Corey Childs out
speed
there in center field to make a
get that
great play.
Put out there, big out. There might be some people
Indians.
from Pearl River watching. Hello to you as well.
And
And this will be the third out offering here. Line out. And there's a nice play over there at third. Springfield to end the inning. Those highlights being brought to you by Little Caesars in Fulton. Wheelie set to deliver. This one lifted and it's going to drop for a base hit. Olivia Burns eventually came around to score by the pitcher. On this next hit, 3-2 is the count. 2 out for a long issue to Corey Child. She stole second. But waiting then Meg Sullivan came up in the clutch here for the Indians to give ICC the 2-0 Sullivan rips one up the middle. This is going to score 2. Right back up the middle. Clutch hit there for Sullivan. And ICC she'll go to second on the throw. Big time hit there. ICC leads it now 2-0. So it'll be the 2, 3, 4 batters due up here for Pearl River. ICC leads it 2-0. And this will be Depperschmidt, Taggart, and Malone. We'll lead things off here. So Depperschmidt will try to lead things off here for the Wildcats. I mean, y'all are seeing the strike zone at home. And you can tell there is a exaggerated difference between the strikeout one inning to the next. That pitch called a ball. That pitch called a ball. Where did that one miss? He's saying it's up. Well, you can throw it across the letters and the numbers to get a strike, but this guy is just not. He's squeezing. He is squeezing Olivia here in this game. That one right there, right down the middle. That's the only place Olivia's been able to get strike calls today. So 2-1 is the count here. If you're Pearl River, I don't swing the bat. Ground ball up the middle. Sternisha gets it, throws it over in time for the putout. Depperschmidt retired 6-3. Good play over there at shortstop by Rachel Sternisha. But yeah, right now, if I'm Pearl River, the odds are you're not going to get struck out looking, as this guy has just got a shoebox for a strike zone for Burns.
Elizabeth Taggart.
So this is going to be the DP Taggart coming to the plate. She grounded out 6-3 in her first at bat. Change up, and it's a beauty. Called a ball. Now you're starting to hear some of the ICC faithful get fired up at this one, rightfully so. A beautiful changeup missing. And that one, a fastball right down the middle. Call for a strike. That's where you got to throw them right now if you're Olivia. So you just got to trust your defense this afternoon here in game 2 if you're Burns. That pitch right down the middle. 1-2 now is the count. So 1 ball, 2 strikes. 1 out, nobody on here in the bottom of the third. Game 2 between ICC and Pearl River. Change up. Fell off the table a bit too soon. 2-2 now is the count. So waiting the 2-2 offering here from Burns. This one lifted. Left fielder, though, is going to go out and catch it right at the knees. Nicely done out there in left by Meg Sullivan. And now there's 2 outs. That one died a little bit quicker than Sullivan thought. Went up and made the catch. 2 away now, and this is going to be Malone, the first baseman.
Now batting the first baseman, 15, Hallie Malone.
Malone walked in her first at bat, was left stranded at second. That was back in the first. So 2 outs now, change up, and that's a beauty. Had to call that one a strike, because that one was right down the middle, heart of the plate. 0-1 is the count. Fastball, way ahead of that one. 0-2 now is the count here on Malone, the first baseman. So 0-2 is the count here to Malone. Pinero on deck. She walked in her last at bat. Indians want to see her start the 4th. That pitch up for a ball. 1-2 now is the count here to Malone. So 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs, nobody on here for the Wildcats. Bottom of the third, game 2. Ground ball, and it's going to hop up and off the glove of Stranisha. E6 on the play. One of those balls that took an awkward hop right as it got to her, ran up her arm. And so a break there for Pearl River as she reaches on the error, and now up is going to be Pinero.
Now batting the right fielder, number 20, Alyssa Pinero.
Pinero batting in that 5 spot. As we said, she walked. Bases were loaded back in the first. She was left stranded over at first. So 2 outs and a runner on first here for Pearl River. Liner, second baseman finds it, throws it over, and the put out. 4-3 to get out of the inning there. No runs on no hits, 1 error, and 1 left on base. We've played 3. ICC leads it 2-0. We'll take a break and be back with more right after this on Let'sGoICCTV.com.
This broadcast of ICC Athletics is being presented by the ICC Alumni Association, the Bank of Okolona, the ICC BSU, Choice Pond with locations in Tupelo and Fulton, Buddy Long and the Tupelo Coca-Cola Bottling Works, Food Giant, the ICC Foundation, your Etowah County Farm Bureau agent Joey Cox, Little Caesars, Renaissance Bank, Sonic, and the ICC Wesley Foundation.
When I think of potential, I think of a matchstick. When a matchstick reaches its potential, it releases a flame that ignites everything around it. 2018 brings new potential for you and your life at Itawamba Community College, where you are each empowered to do great things. You can be better, accomplish more, and live a life that is above the bar. Your potential is here.
Best tailgate, brisket.
No, real football y pollo asado.
Hoops and wings.
Burgers.
7-layer dip.
Hummus. What?
You need a hot grill.
And an ice-cold Coke.
It's got to be cold.
It's Tailgate 101.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as we head to the top of the 4th inning. ICC with a 2-0 lead. ICC played 2 runs in the top of the 3rd on a 2-run single by Meg Sullivan. And that's your difference in your game right now. As this going to be the 4, 5, 6 batters here for the Indians. Piper, Cox, and Newsom. Piper grounded out to 3rd in her first at bat. Trying to get things started here for the Indians in the top of the 4th. A chilly top of the 4th. Wind picking up again here at the ballpark. And so it'll be Mackenzie Piper to start things off here for the Indians in the top of the 4th. Piper looks at that pitch, missing low for a ball. Swilly, if there was a pitch clock, she would be pushing it each time when she delivers a pitch. She takes a lot of time, nearly 12 seconds. As this one lifted deep to left field, and it's off the top of the wall. And that's going to be an out. Good relay in that time to get her out. And that's just kind of been the way it's been going here for the Indians in game 2. A good hit that time. The ball just got the top of the fence before it snuck its way out of the ballpark.
Designated player, number 30, Macy Cox.
So now up will be Macy Cox. So 1 out now, and Macy at the plate. Takes that first pitch high for a ball. Well, the ballpark, as we said, is deceiving. It's not as big as it looks, but at the same time, it's not that big. Or I shouldn't say it's not as small as it looks. Because the ball doesn't travel well, but you don't have a whole lot of room to try to stretch any hits into extra base hits as that pitch clips the corner of the plate. 1-1 now is the count. But yeah, she catches the ball, Sweely, that is. It's a good 12 to 15 seconds before she releases it again. As that pitch change up that fell off the table a bit too soon. So Sweely getting set to deliver the 2-1 pitch here to Macy Cox. The DP, she popped up to second. And lines one out to center field, and that's going to go for a base hit. Pitch here to Macy Cox. Done that time by Macy Cox, her fourth hit. She popped up to second. And lines one out to center field, and that's going to go for a base hit. Coming to the plate. Newsom grounded out to short to end the second. She's due a big hit.
Now batting, the first baseman.
Started the season red hot before suffering an ankle injury.
Shelby.
So waiting the pitch here from Sweely to Newsom. That pitch missing low for a ball. Break this thing down in a hurry at the end of the day. We may do our Renaissance Bank postgame report on the way home in the van. That's how cold it's gotten. That pitch missing. Snap throw down to first, not in time. You heard Coach Simmons over there yelling back. He's in place of Coach Cammie Clark, who is sick. Couldn't make the trip with the team. But she is watching today here on Let's Go ICC TV. Heard from her earlier as Newsom takes time. So 2-0 is the count here to Shelby Newsom. Runner at first for the Indians. That is Macy Cox, who reached on a single. That pitch at the knees, called a strike. 2-1 now goes the count. Here on Newsom. And that time a little hit and run action put on, and Newsom couldn't check her swing as she swung through. Kelly, I got you covered. Lee, hold that tweet up for the next inning. Oh, thank goodness the sun is out. I need the sun to get a little bit closer on us as well. I don't know what the count is right now. I think it's 2-2. Yeah, 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, and a runner on second. Newsom pops this one up. Right fielder's going to come in. Oh, nearly overran it. And the runner will go to third on the play. So now there's 2 outs in the inning, and this is going to bring up Bailey Springfield. Well, I tell you what, we talked about this wind. Hasn't really been much of a factor so far today. That one nearly danced that one around away from the right fielder. Good job out there by Pinero and right field to reach back and grab that one about ear high after it drifted away from her. And now up is going to be Bailey Springfield. Indians looking for another 2-out hit here like they got in the previous inning by Meg Sullivan. That pitch missing low for a ball. So 1-0 is the count, 2 outs, runner at third. ICC trying to pick up an insurance run here in the top of the 4th. They lead it 2-0. Game 2. That pitch high, nicely done that time by Taylor to keep the ball with her. If he gets away, I don't know if you score the run, because if it bounces off the net, it comes back pretty hard. And with 2 outs, I don't know that you chance it here if you're the Indians. That is, unless the ball just hits and runs away. So 2-0 is the count here to Springfield. That ball Ball blocked up nicely that time. Good job again by Taylor. She is more than earned her keep today. She was very active in the first game, has been so here in the second game, and a good job of blocking that one up and keeping it nearby. That way the runner couldn't advance from third. So 3-0 now is the count here to Bailey Springfield. Burns is on deck for the Indians. So Sweely delivers the pitch. Springfield taking the whole way that time. 3-1 now is the count. So 3-1 now, the count here to Springfield. 2 outs and a runner on third here for the Indians. Springfield awaiting the offering. And there's ball 4. Good take that time by Bailey, as she'll get the free pass down to first, and that's going to bring up Olivia Burns. Burns singled, advanced on a wild pitch, scored a run in the third. Could really help out her cause here with a base hit.
Olivia Burns.
So Burns will dig in here, trying to spark a 2-out rally. The Indians scored 2 runs with 2 outs in the third, trying to repeat that here in the top of the fourth. Ball in the dirt. Scooped up nicely that time by Taylor. So 1-0 is the count here to Burns. She said Olivia could really help her own cause here with a base hit. Madison Carnes on deck for the Indians. Burns pops this one up, chased the ball, and that's going to be a fly out to second to end the inning. So the Indians cannot get a run across there, as no runs on 2 hits, no errors, and 2 left on base. We'll move to the bottom of the fourth. ICC leads it 2-0. Back with more right after this on Let'sGoICCTV.com.
Hey Mississippi, let's fill the gap. Did you know Mississippi's community and junior colleges fill the gap between high school and skilled careers? Or that community and junior colleges are also a great value to students? It's true. Not only can they get degrees in these fields, they can actually afford the tuition to get them there. And did you realize that 96% of the state's community and junior college students are Mississippians? Not only that, they tend to stay in the state when they're done with college. And the more students that do so, the more skilled workers we'll have to fill the gap for jobs. And the more people to fill the job gaps, the more money stays in the state. Plus, the value of community and junior colleges in Mississippi is unbeatable. For every dollar the state puts into community and junior colleges, it gets $4.86 back, an almost 5-to-1 return on investment. So, come on, Mississippi. Contact your legislator and tell them to support Mississippi's community and junior colleges. And let's fill the gap.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as we get set to go here to the bottom of the fourth inning. ICC with a 2-0 lead. They've had their opportunities to expand on that lead, but haven't been able to get it done. Left 2 runners on the bags there in the fourth. That's going to be the 6, 7, 8 batters due up here. This is going to be Easton. So Easton will start things off here. We'll give you your Coca-Cola defensive lineup here for the Indians after this first pitch to Easton. Olivia Burns is in the circle behind the plate. It's Sam Conley. That pitch across for a strike. Your infield looks like this. Third base, Bailey Springfield. Shortstop, Rachel Sternisha. Second baseman, that's Madison Carnes. And over at first is Shelby Newsom. We'll give you the outfield after this pitch here. That one across for a strike. In the outfield, left fielder Meg Sullivan, center fielder Corey Childs. And out in right field, that's Mackenzie Piper. That is your Coca-Cola defensive alignment here for the Indians in the bottom of the fourth. 0-2, that pitch missing outside. 1-2 now goes the count. Of course, when we talk about Coke, we want to say a special thank you to Buddy Long and all the fine folks out there at the Tupelo Coca-Cola Bottling Works. They're a proud sponsor of not only ICC Athletics, but a proud partner with Itawamba Community College and a lot of our projects, Coke and ICC. Now that's a winning combination. Strike, oh no. Good looking pitch there, should have been rung up on strike 3. Dude, come on, you're killing me. That's from Kelly with not a lot of love. Change up lifted. Childs running over and is going to squeeze it for the out. Corey Childs tripped up a little bit as she was out there in center field, able to catch it and retire Easton. And now up is going to be the number 7 batter, Smith.
Now batting, the left fielder, number 2, Brooks Smith.
So Smith, who struck out swinging in her first at bat, will dig in with nobody out and 1 out. Excuse me, nobody on and 1 out. Takes a look at that first pitch across for a strike. Let's give a lot of credit to Olivia Burns. She has done a good job of adjusting her pitching to this very tight strike zone here in game 2. She's getting squeezed. That one a ball outside. Pretty good corner of the plate. We said we're just not getting the same strike zone. That's all you want more than anything. If they're good, bad, ugly, you just want an equal strike zone, and that has not been the case here in game 2. So 2-1 now is the count here on Smith. And that's going to be a foul ball. That one foul by inches. As it hopped on the good side of the bag over there at third for the Indians. So now the count goes 2-2. So the leadoff batter was Easton. She flew out to center field. And this is Smith at the plate here for Pearl River with a 2-2 count. That pitch missing low and outside, 3-2 now. Goes the count here to Smith. So 3-2 is the count. Smith at the plate, 1 out and nobody on here. Bottom of the 4th. Minor, and that's caught nicely. Bottom of the 4th. Over at third, Minor, and that's caught nicely by Bailey Springfield, and now there's 2 outs. And so now up is going to be the catcher, Taylor, for the Wildcats.
Now batting the catcher, number 17, Ramey Taylor.
So this will be Ramey Taylor coming to the plate. That pitch missing high and outside for a ball. Two outs, nobody on here. We're in the bottom of the 4th. Pitch coming. This is going to drop for a hit. And that's going to be the first hit of the day given up there by Burns. And it comes after 3 2/3 inning of work, and that's going to be a single down the line out there and right. And so now 2 outs, and this is going to be Wesley, the third baseman, coming to the plate.
Now batting the third baseman, number 1, Destiny Wesley.
Wesley walked back in the second, was left stranded over at first. And so she'll dig in here with 2 outs. That pitch missing low for a ball. So 1-0 is the count, 2 outs. Runner at first here. That's Taylor, the catcher, who has pretty good speed for a catcher. That pitch up for a ball. 2-0 now is the count. And wow, that pitch low, called a strike. Maybe he thought he missed that last one, so a little makeup call there. So now the count goes 2-1. This pitch popped up. Mackenzie Piper misses it. That's going to score a run. So they'll get the run on the error there, and that's a big error. And the runner was able to get to second. Well, once again, we talked about that wind makes it dance around out there in the outfield. Piper camped underneath it. The ball kind of shifted on her once again. That wind playing a factor in the ball game, and 1 run scores. Runner able to go to second.
Now batting the center fielder, number 22.
And this is going to be
Anna Grace Cooley.
Anna Grace Cooley coming up. It's that pitch in the dirt for a ball. So the Indians just need to get out of this inning with minimum damage done here. Cooley, the center fielder, 0 for 1 with a walk. Lined out to third in her previous at-bat. That pitch missing low and outside, 2-0 now goes the count. Come on, that's got to be a strike. I hope this umpire goes back and watch this game on YouTube when we archive them later this season. There's ball 4. Second time that Cooley has walked today.
Now batting the shortstop, number 29.
And this is going to be
Depperschmidt
coming to the plate. She had a sacrifice bunt in her first at-bat, rounded out 6-3 in her last at-bat. So the Indians trying to get out of this inning with minimum damage done. That pitch high for a ball. So 1-0 is the count here to Depperschmidt. That pitch right down the middle. 1-1 now is the count here. 2 outs, runners on first and second. Tying runners at second. Bottom of the 4th, 1 run scored on an error out there in right field. I'm not even going to comment on those pitches anymore. It'd be different, and I'm talking amongst myself right now for those that are watching. It'd be different if he was calling those same pitches balls for Pearl River, and that one called a ball as well. But Pearl River are getting those balls called for strikes. I'd be really surprised if we don't. If I tell you what, I got to give a lot of credit to our fans, as they've voiced their concern, but they have every right to be extremely upset with the way this game is being called right now. This is what makes JUCO ball look so bad, when you have a home plate umpire who got his feelings hurt early in the game, is now squeezing. Burns, this pitch popped up and out. So Springfield finally gets out of the inning. And the Indians see the Wildcats score 1 run on 1 hit, 1 error, and 2 left on base. We'll take a break and be back with more right after this on Let'sGoICCTV.com.
What do you want to do for lunch? I'm not going to pay like $7 for a burger combo.
You kids don't know about the raddest Little Caesars lunch combo of all time? 4 slices of deep dish pepperoni pizza and a 20-ounce beverage now for just $4. Here, hold this.
Get a Little Caesars hot and ready lunch combo for the incredible price of just $4 for a limited time.
Pizza, pizza.
Sonic Nights is the highlight of the summer.
Oh, yeah. There's probably some pretty big names here checking out these half-price floats.
Oh, everyone who's anyone is here tonight. Look, there are those 2 guys.
What are they famous for?
Huh. I think for eating here all the time.
Are we good at eating here or what?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, come on.
For limited time, get real ice cream slushes, shakes, and floats half price after 8 p.m. during Sonic Nights. This is how you Sonic.
Need money now? Get a Choice Pawn loan on things you already own, like guns, boats, campers, trailers, recreational vehicles, and just about everything else. Get a loan from Choice Pawn in Fulton and Tupelo. Get cash today. ChoicePawn.com.
Best tailgate, brisket.
No, real football y pollo asado.
Hoops and wings.
Burgers.
7-layer dip.
Hummus.
What?
You need a hot grill.
And an ice-cold Coke.
It's got to be cold.
It's Tailgate 101.
Madison Carnes.
And welcome back as we have a new batter in the at the plate right now. This is going to be number 10, Hannah Williams, batting in place of Madison Carnes here to start the top of the 5th inning. 2-1 is your score. ICC getting the screws to them here. But give credit where credit's due. Pearl River is taking advantage of the opportunities as that pitch across for a strike. That's one thing you got to do. You got to play with the game and the way it's being called.
Check that. This is the pinch hitter, number 10, Hannah Williams.
As Hannah Williams at the plate. She did bat in game 1, was 0 for 1. 0-1 is the count here to Williams. That pitch missing low for a ball. 1-1 now is the count. Well, as we said, Olivia Burns is being squeezed today. It goes back to game 1 when the home plate umpire was in the infield. He called a foul ball as that pitch misses low for a ball. Then the home plate umpire, who was blocked by the call, was called the ball hit the batter in the baseline. After he called the foul ball, Andy went out and asked him to appeal, and he didn't. Coach Kirk stayed with it, and ever since then, the home plate umpire now has just been on a mission. As that pitch missing low, 3-1. Coach Kirk exchanged a few words with him before the game, and the home plate umpire got his feelings hurt, and he's held it against the girls right now. That's all that mattered. Not trying to be a homer in any sense, but when it's obvious, it's obvious. 3-1 pitch coming. Ground ball. Second baseman makes a diving effort but can't get to it. Nicely done by Hannah Williams. Take a look at that on the Little Caesars replay. It's obvious. 3-1 pitch coming. She was able to sneak that one through. Second baseman makes a diving effort but can't get to it. Nicely done by Hannah Williams. Get there.
Corey Childs.
Second straight inning that the Indians have been able to get the leadoff runner on, and now up is going to be Corey Childs. Corey Walt stole a base, scored a run in her previous at-bat. She also flew out to left in her first at-bat of the day. ICC going to try to get some of these runs back here, or get one of those runs back. That's all they scored in the bottom of the 4th. Shows bunt, fouls it off. Strike 1. We got pretty good speed over at first in Hannah Williams. Corey looking for her first hit of the day. That bunt goes foul for strike 1. So Childs going to show bunt. Corners of the infield in. Takes that one for a strike. Well, and I'm going to say it. That pitch has not been called a strike all day today for ICC, but it's called a strike for Pearl River. 0-2 now is the count. Ball in the dirt. Good job that time by Taylor once again. You're going to hear me say it a lot. You're probably already tired of hearing me say this, but Taylor's done an excellent job today behind the plate for Pearl River. She has worked hard behind the plate, and now the count goes 1-2. So she has earned her keep this afternoon here in Poplarville. 1-2 pitch coming. That one in the dirt, but this one gets away. Nothing she can do about that one, and the runner able to advance on the wild pitch. Well, as many as she's blocked up, the sheer mathematics of probability is every once in a while one's going to get through. And that one just pretty much skipped across and got away that time. Yeah, I jinxed her. I'm sorry, Taylor. So we're on our own second now. 2-2 is the count. Time is taken here by Corey Childs. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, no outs, and a runner on second here for the Indians. They lead 2-1. Childs lines it foul, and we'll stay at 2-2. A lot of people that came to the ballpark in shorts today, if they weren't regretting it earlier, they sure as heck are now. 2-2 is still the count here on Childs. Runner at second, that's Hannah Williams. Ball and dirt, and that one gets away. Yeah, I owe a letter of apology to Ramey Taylor. We've been talking really good about her, and as soon as I do that, 2 crazy pitches get away from her and allows the runner to go from first to third. Time taken here by Pearl River. And they're going to go out there and talk things over. Wow, home plate umpire didn't even give them time to start even talking. Just walked out there, said, so, and the umpires let us go. So 3-2 now is the count here to Corey Childs. Runner at third, that's Hannah Williams. Boy, the Indians would love to see her find a way home. 3-2. This pitch popped up, going to get out of play. That's one thing. The wind blew that one back in. I actually thought it was going to get well out of play, but it blew it back in. And one thing you're not going to do, well, not purposely do, is charge towards the dugouts and lean over that railing to try to get to a ball, because it's a legit 3 to 4 foot drop. The 6 foot drop. Lee said he's 6'4", and it came up to his nose when he was standing on the flat ground. So 3-2 stays the count here. And they said she went. So strike 3 on that one. He was going to call her strike 3 no matter what. First Renaissance Bank strikeout of the day for Sweely. And now there's one out. Time is taken here. And this is going to be Meg Sullivan coming to the plate. Meg has been a tough out today, as we're going to have a new pitcher come into the contest. So we'll have a Choice Pond pitching change. And we'll take a break and be back with more right after this on Let'sGoICCTV.com.
Need money now? Get a Choice Pawn loan on things you already own, like guns, boats, campers, trailers, recreational vehicles, and just about everything else. Get a loan from Choice Pawn in Fulton and Tupelo. Get cash today. ChoicePawn.com.
This broadcast of ICC Athletics is being presented by the ICC Alumni Association, the Bank of Okolona, the ICC BSU, Choice Pond with locations in Tupelo and Fulton, Buddy Long and the Tupelo Coca-Cola Bottling Works, Food Giant, the ICC Foundation, your Etowah County Farm Bureau agent Joey Cox, Little Caesars, Renaissance Bank, Sonic, and the ICC Wesley Foundation.
Today, you are connected more than ever. Your friends, your family, your life. Having a partner that understands banking is what you do on your time, anywhere you like. It's about being connected, which is easy with convenient locations in your community. Understanding that sometimes you need to speak to real people with real answers. Banking partners with the services you desire, who understand how you want to bank. Renaissance Bank, understanding you.
And welcome back now as Meg Sullivan greets Blaker. Takes a look at that pitch at the knees for a strike. As I said, folks, it's just not been the same strike zone today here in Game 2 between one team to the other. 0-1 is the count here to Sullivan. Change up, Sullivan, grounded. They're going to throw over to first. The ball is not there. And the run scores. Big time play there for the Indians. They lead it 3-1. Today, take a look back at that one between one team to the other. 0-1 is error was on the play. Change up, Sullivan. Third baseman did a good job looking to run her back and handle over first. That's going to be the ball is not there on the play. And the run scores. Big time play there for the Indians. They lead it 3-1. ICC gets that run back that they gave up in the bottom of the fourth. They now lead it 3-1. Big time break there for the Indians. And now here comes Sam Conley. Sam is due. She's 0 for 2 here. Popped up to third to end the first. Grounded out to second to end the third. Wow, he didn't call that one a strike. Is that ball 1? Sullivan is at second. She has reached all 3 at bats. Reached on an error that last one. She singled twice. Was caught stealing back in the first. Runner goes. Throw down is again in time. Good job by Taylor. I'm just going to say this, folks. Do not try to steal on Ramey Taylor. She is by far been the best catcher that I've seen this season. Even though it's midway through the season, still pretty good looking catcher they've got here at Pearl River. There's a pitch across for a strike.
The batter is the catcher, number 11, Samantha Conley.
So Conley going to try to spark a 2-out rally here for the Indians. Time is taken here by Conley. Mackenzie Piper is on deck. She was thrown out 8-6, trying to stretch a single into a double in her previous at-bat. Indians would love to see her get an at-bat here. Conley pops this one up. Left fielder's going to come up and squeeze it for the putout. But the Indians are able to get 1 run on 1 hit, 1 error, and nobody left on base. ICC leads it now 3-1. We'll take a break and come back with more right after this on Let'sGoICCTV.com.
What if Mississippi's community and junior colleges didn't exist? You'd see a much different Mississippi, one without these degrees. And the jobs that come from them. One where many would fail to get a higher education because affordable community and junior college is their only hope. We're in danger of this happening thanks to state budget cuts. In fact, Mississippi once ranked number 1 in America's community and junior college systems. Number 1. But now has slipped out of the top 10, way out, which is already a consequence of budget cuts. So, what if community and junior colleges didn't exist? If budget cuts continue, we may well find out. Contact your legislator and tell them to support Mississippi's community and junior colleges.
Need money now? Get a Choice Pawn loan on things you already own, like guns, boats, campers, trailers, recreational vehicles, and just about everything else. Get a loan from Choice Pawn in Fulton and Tupelo. Get cash today. ChoicePawn.com.
And welcome, ladies and gentlemen. We do have a Choice Pawn pitching change as well as position change here for the Indians in the bottom of the 5th inning. New pitcher is Macy Cox. New third baseman is Olivia Burns. New left fielder, that is Hannah Williams. Moving from left to right is Meg Sullivan. And then moving from third to short is Bailey Springfield. That is your Choice Pawn position changes and pitching change being presented by Choice Pawn. Locations in Fulton, Tupelo. I believe the one in Fulton got a going out of business sale going on right now, so go by there and check out what they've got there in Fulton. So Macy Cox will enter the pitch here for the Indians. We're in the bottom of the 5th. ICC rally taking a run in the top half of the inning. They lead it now 3-1. This will be Taggart, the DP, to greet Cox to the ball game. Well, hopefully the umpire will stop squeezing the Indians as he did Olivia Burns all day. But Olivia pitched well, though, considering She had a strike zone about the size of my shoe, which I wear size 11. As that pitch across for a strike. So 0-1 is the count. No outs as Taggart's leading us off here in the bottom of the 5th. That pitch, a beauty on that outside corner, but just not giving it to us today. Pearl River, they're getting it. ICC, not so much. 1-1 now is the count. This pitch popped up. Williams, who is out in left field, camps underneath that one for out number 1. So 1 away now. And now up is going to be the first baseman, Malone. She has reached base twice today, once on an error, and then she walked back into first. And so now Malone will come to the plate here. Bottom of the 5th, 1 out. That pitch in the dirt for a ball. Remind you, our next broadcast will be tomorrow here on the Red Channel as ICC baseball travels to homes. Division play, or conference play I should say there, as ICC baseball moved up to number 5 in the national rankings. Fly ball, and what a catch! Let's take a look at that one. Division play, see if or we conference got that play I one should in the say corner. There. That could be a
ICC
what a play
baseball
Wednesday
moved up to number
out there
5
in left field in the national rankings. Fly
And we
ball,
did.
and what a catch! Hannah Williams. Let's take a look. Gets the line drive put out. And that's a What a Play Wednesday nominee, being brought to you by Renaissance Bank. Renaissance Bank, over 70 locations serving you throughout the Southeast. Renaissance Bank, understanding you. RenaissanceBank.com. 2 outs now, and this is going to be Panero, the right fielder, at the plate. Takes that first pitch across for a strike. So 0-1 is the count, 2 outs now. And that foul ball, oh, that hurts, especially on a cold day like today. That one off the top part of her foot. It's somebody that has had numerous foot injuries. Trust me, that don't feel good, especially off that top bone of your foot. Hopefully, a little extra protection inside her spikes. 0-2 is the count. So waiting the 0-2 pitch here from Macy Cox. Change up that hangs up for a ball. 1-2 now is the count. One ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs, nobody on here. Bottom of the 5th, game 2 between ICC and Pearl River. Ground ball. Burns has it, boots it around, throws it over. And they said the throw was not in time. E5. And so now a 2-out error puts a runner on, and now Pearl River going to try to get something going here. They did that the last inning. It was a 2-out error that eventually led to a run, or did lead to a run, in the bottom of the 4th. So the Indians trying to avoid a repeat of that here in the bottom of the 5th. That pitch across for a strike. I don't know if Buddy Wayne is watching. He just texted me score about 41 minutes ago. Speak of the devil, and he shall appear. So Buddy Wayne, 3-1 is your score if you're watching. Obviously, if you're texting asking the score, you're probably not watching. Is that pitch across for a strike? 0-2 now is the count. It's a good thing that Buddy Wayne is not here. That would probably be the one fan that would have been asked to leave probably midway through the 2nd, maybe the 3rd. The ICC softball super fan, self-proclaimed, but all-around good guy. Look, oh, I've wanted to call strike 3 about 15 different times today. But that pitch missing low and outside, 1-2 now is the count. This is Easton at the plate. Panero at first, who reached on an error. There's a liner. It's going to drop for a base hit. Thought about going to third, but wisely checks that one up. And so Easton, with only the second hit of the game here for the Wildcats. And we may be having a change in the lineup here. I don't know what's going on right now. Yep, they're going to bring in a new batter for the Wildcats. Tying run is at first. New batter in here.
Pitch in for the Wildcats.
It's going to be number 28.
Ramey Cochran.
Ramey Cochran. You know, Ramey is a unique first name. There's two girls on this Wildcat team with the first name Ramey, both of them different spelling. The catcher is Ramey Taylor, spelled with two E's at the end. The batter now is number 28, Ramey Cochran, spelled with an E-Y. That pitch across for a strike. 0-1 now is the count with 2 outs. Bottom of the fifth, ICC trying to get out of a little bit of a jam here with Cochran at the plate. I'm not even going to comment. I mean, it's just, you guys already know at home. Ray Charles can see how different these strike zones are right now. Lee Adams is burning up. So hot his nose is running. 1-1 is the count. That pitch missing outside. 2-1 now goes the count here on Ramey Cochran. She's batting in place of Smith, who was 0 for 2 with a strikeout here in game 2. That pitch across for a strike. The Pearl River dugout is just in full berserker mode. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runners on first and second. ICC leading 3-1. That pitch low in the dirt. Ball 3, 3-2 now is the count. Alex Brown checking in. Former All-American here at ICC, says she's watching back in Florence, playing for UNA. All-around good kid. 3-2 is the count. Pitch coming. Swung on, foul ball, and we'll stay at 3-2. Well, the tying run is at first for the Wildcats. 2 outs. Bottom of the fifth, 3-1 ICC with the lead. 3-2 is the count here on Cochran. Can the Indians find the final out of the inning? Ground ball, foul ball again. Well, the first ball nearly got the Pearl River coach. The second one got even closer. So I don't know if Pearl River's coach is upset Cochran or not, but she's gotten close each time she's hit one that way. So we're staying at 3-2. High drama here in the bottom of the fifth. 3-1 is the count. Excuse me, 3-2 is the count. 3-1 is the score. This pitch fouled back, and we'll stay at 3-2 again. Cochran with a heck of an at-bat right now. (3-2), 2 outs. Runners on first and second. Bottom of the fifth. Macy Cox trying to find a way out of this inning. There's strike 3. Finally, the Indians get a strike 3 call, and it comes at a big time to get out of the jam there. The first Renaissance Bank strikeout of the day for Macy Cox. Let's take a look at that on the Little Caesars. There's strike 3. Finally, the Indians get a strike 3 call for Macy, and it comes at a big time to get out of the jam there. The first Renaissance Bank. So we'll take you to the 6th inning. ICC with a 3-1 lead. We'll take a break and be back with more right after this on Let'sGoICCTV.com.
Sonic Nights is the highlight of the summer.
Oh, yeah. There's probably some pretty big names here checking out these half-price floats.
Oh, everyone who's anyone is here tonight. Look, there are those two guys.
What are they famous for?
Huh. I think for eating here all the time.
Are we good at eating here or what?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, come on.
For limited time, get real ice cream slushes, shakes, and floats half price after 8 p.m. during Sonic Nights. This is how you Sonic.
This broadcast of ICC Athletics is being presented by the ICC Alumni Association, the Bank of Okolona, the ICC BSU, Choice Pond with locations in Tupelo and Fulton, Buddy Long and the Tupelo Coca-Cola Bottling Works, Food Giant, the ICC Foundation, your Etowah County Farm Bureau agent Joey Cox, Little Caesars, Renaissance Bank, Sonic, and the ICC Wesley Foundation.
Best tailgate, brisket.
No, real football y pollo asado.
Hoops and wings.
Burgers.
7-layer dip.
Hummus.
What?
You need a hot grill.
And an ice cold Coke.
It's got to be cold.
It's Tailgate 101.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Now as we move to the top of the 6th inning, the ICC's gotten a couple of jams today, but found a big way out of it there with the first Renaissance Bank strikeout of the day for Macy Cox to end the inning. Tying run was at first.
Number 18, Mackenzie Piper.
And this is going to be Mackenzie Piper coming into the game. She was playing right earlier. It's that first pitch missing for a ball. Change up. Went down and chased it. Foul ball is going to be caught. Thought it was going to be in foul territory, but instead a nice job by the second baseman coming in as that one kind of faded back into fair territory to get the first out of the inning. So now this is going to be Macy Cox.
Now batting the designated player number 30, Macy Cox.
So Macy Cox, who is now pitching for the Indians, will dig in with one out and nobody on. Top of the 6th. That pitch called a strike. Oh, 1 is the count here to Macy. Make sure he calls that one a ball. He did. 1-1 now is the count. 1 out, nobody on here for the Indians. We're in the top of the 6th. ICC trying to earn the sweep after winning game 1 6-0. This one's still in doubt though. 3-1 is your score. That pitch missing for a ball. So 2-1 is the count. 1 out, nobody on here for the Indians. That pitch missing low. 3-1 now goes the count. Remind you, our next broadcast for softball will be on Wednesday, which is tomorrow. I've had my week all messed up. I'm just trying to get it on the Blue Channel tomorrow. This pitch popped up. Shortstop coming over and gets it for out number 2. So 2 away now, but yes, going to be the breast cancer awareness game tomorrow in Fulton. It's going to be at 2 o'clock against Mississippi Delta. As I said, we'll try to get it on the Blue Channel there for you tomorrow afternoon, as now Shelby Newsom will come to the plate here for the Indians. Newsom was an off-speed pitch that floated up out of the zone. So 1-0 is the count here to Newsom. Shelby 0 for 2 on the day. Looks at that pitch low for a ball. So 2-0 now is the count here to Newsom. She flew out to right in her previous at-bat. Looks at that pitch high, 3-0 now. She's also grounded out just short in her first at-bat of the day, 3-0. 3-0 is the count. Newsom, the first baseman. Figure the red light will be on here for Newsom. And that's going to be ball 4. So Newsom will head down to first. See if Coach Kirk will send in a runner in this situation, or he's going to stick with Newsom. It looks like he's going to stick with Newsom. And now this is going to be Bailey Springfield coming to the plate. Or no, we are going to have a change at runner now.
Now batting the shortstop, number 21, Bailey Springfield.
Bailey Springfield at the plate. And Coach Kirk's going to come out and send in a runner in this situation. We'll see who he's going to send in. So it'll be Springfield at the plate. Burns is on deck, and this is going to be number 25, Kelsey Yates, coming in to run. So Yates will enter to run here in place of Newsom.
Number 25, Kelsey Yates.
2 outs. Indians trying to spark another 2-out rally. We saw one in the third to push across a run. The Indians got a run on a 2-out error. Or excuse me, a 1-out error. So 2 of the 3 runs for the Indians have come with 2 outs here. Bailey Springfield will dig in with 2 outs. That pitch missing low for ball 1. I need this wind to stop blowing. It has gotten cold here at the ballpark as the sun continues to set here in Poplarville. So it's at about a 4-hour drive from Fulton, so we'll make that trek back and then get up and do it all again tomorrow in Goodman, about a 3-hour drive. There's a ground ball. Third baseman finds it. Plenty of time, throws it over for the putout. Score that one 5-3 to retire Springfield.
Well, the Indians
so the Indians get no runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 left on base. And ICC will take that 3-1 lead to the bottom of the 6th. We'll take the break with them and be back with more right after this on Let'sGoICCTV.com.
Hey, Mississippi, let's fill the gap. Did you know Mississippi's community and junior colleges fill the gap between high school and skilled careers? Or that community and junior colleges are also a great value to students? It's true. Not only can they get degrees in these fields, they can actually afford the tuition to get them there. And did you realize that 96% of the state's community and junior college students are Mississippians? Not only that, they tend to stay in the state when they're done with college. And the more students that do so, the more skilled workers we'll have to fill the gap for jobs. And the more people to fill the job gaps, the more money stays in the state. Plus, the value of community and junior colleges in Mississippi is unbeatable. For every dollar the state puts into community and junior colleges, it gets $4.86 back, an almost 5-to-1 return on investment. So, come on, Mississippi. Contact your legislator and tell them to support Mississippi's community and junior colleges. And let's fill the gap.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. 3-1 is your score as we're heading to the bottom of the 6th inning. It's going to be Taylor, Wesley, and Cooley scheduled to be up here for the Wildcats. Macy Cox is still on the hill here for the Indians, or in the circle, I should say. That pitch missing outside for a ball. I'm just going to start calling him as he's calling them. That one missed outside for a ball, just outside. Need to say that with a little bit more sarcasm next time, though. 1-0 is the count. This pitch popped up. It's going to get out of play for strike 1. So 1-1 now is the count here to Taylor. So 1 ball, 1 strike, no outs as Taylor is leading us off here in the bottom of the 6th. ICC wins game 1 6-0. Trying to find a way to earn the sweep here at Pearl River. There's a line drive. Springfield tried to make the diving stop, couldn't do so. A hard hit line drive won't give her a base hit for Taylor, and that's going to be her second. Good effort by Springfield over at short to just try to come up with that one. Knocked it down.
Third baseman, number 1, Destiny Wesley.
And now this is going to be Wesley. She reached on an error that allowed a run to score. In her last at bat, she also walked. So maybe having a runner come into this situation here for Taylor. As they sort things out here. I remember with softball games, barely lasted over 2 hours. The first pitch of the day was at 1:03. We're now approaching that 6 o'clock mark. The broadcast is reaching that 2-hour mark here.
Pitcher for the Wildcats, number 19, Jordan Kittrell.
So running over at first is number 19, Jordan Kittrell. So she'll dig in with no outs and a runner on first. Showed bunt. Did she pull back or did she attempt it? I guess I'm going to say she pulled back for ball 1. So 1-0 is the count here to Wesley. Shows bunt, hit her. Got her out at first. The ball bounced off of Wesley. What was that put out? 2-3. 2-3 on the put out of Wesley, but the ball clearly bounced off of her. A call that went against the Indians in the first game goes in favor
Riley Dawsey
of Pearl River here, so basically turns into a sacrifice bunt, even though the ball hit the batter that time and went uncalled. So a break there for the Indians. And this is going to be number 4 coming to bat in place of Cooley. This is Riley Dawsey. So a runner on second and 1 out now. Tying run is at the plate for Pearl. That pitch right down Broadway for a strike. Runner at second, that's Taylor. Or no, excuse me, that's actually Kittrell running in place of Taylor. Go back and talk about that sacrifice bunt being brought to you by the Itawamba Community College BSU. This pitch fouled back for a strike. Brother Chris Burrows and company doing a great job there at the ICC BSU. Follow them on Twitter at ICC BSU. Home plate umpire wants to look at the ball after it hit the brick behind the catcher. As the count is 1-1 here to Dawsey. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Bottom of the 6th, ICC with a 3-1 lead here over Pearl River. This pitch fouled back, and now it goes 1-2. Dawsey batting in place of Cooley, who was 0 for 1 with a pair of walks. So 1-2 now is the count. Macy's pitch coming. Change up, and it's a beauty. Oh my gosh. Called a ball. Beautiful pitch by Macy Cox. Should have been called strike 3, but as I said, the squeeze continues here on the ICC pitchers in game 2. 2-2 now is the count. This one fouled back off the top of the head of Samantha Conley. And I'm sure her dad Scott would agree, said her head's hard. So she'll be okay. 2-2 now is the count. Man. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, and a runner on second. This pitch fouled back. Nice at bat going right now by Dawsey. 2-2 is the count with 1 out. Macy wanting a different ball in that situation. See the runner at second. 2-2 is the count with 1 out. Cox pitch coming. Grounder. Burns has it. Going to have to hurry. And the throw not in time. So an infield single for Dawsey. And now the tying run is on base with 1 out now here in the bottom of the 6th. And we're going to have a runner. I believe this is going to be Cooley. Yes, it is. Cooley will come back in to run in place of Dawsey, who came in to bat for her.
Now batting the shortstop, number 29, Sarah Depperschmidt.
So now Depperschmidt will come to the plate. She's 0 for 2 with the sacrifice bunt. So the tying run is on first with 1 out. We said it's always an interesting day at the ballpark when ICC and Pearl River get together. So Depperschmidt, the shortstop, will dig in here. Tying run is at first with 1 out. Runner at third. Here for the Wildcats. Are you kidding me? This guy's just trying to find a way. He called a balk on the pitcher. So that's a ball. And stolen base over at second. Now it's clearly obvious, if it wasn't before, this home plate umpire is trying to do everything he can against our pitchers today. Time's going to be taken here by Coach Kirk. We'll take the timeout with him and be back with more right after this on Let'sGoICCTV.com.
At Food Giant, serving you is our #1 priority. We offer the freshest produce, highest quality meats, tasty baked goods, and the best meats and cheeses in our deli department. At Food Giant, you'll always find a staff member eager to help you find exactly what you need. Freshness, variety, value. Shop Food Giant today with several locations in North Mississippi.
Gotta be hoops and wings.
Nah, subs.
Wings all day.
How about a sub?
Dude, wings.
Nah.
Really?
Gotta have ice cold Coke.
I'll drink to that.
Now that's how it's done.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. 3-1 is your lead here. But now the tying run is in scoring position for the Wildcats. We're in the bottom of the 6th inning. ICC with a 3-1 lead here. This is Depperschmidt at the plate with a 1-1 count. 1 out. That pitch missing low for a ball. 2-1 now is the count here on Depperschmidt. So 2-1 now is the count. Sun is out, thank goodness. Come on, now that's a strike. 3-1 now is the count. I don't know what we got to do to get this guy to call a strike. So 3-1 offering coming here from Cox. He calls that one a strike. He had to. I mean, that one was on a rope right down the middle. 3-2 now is the count. So 3-2 is the count. 1 out. Runners on first, or excuse me, second and third here. Pitch coming. Lifted but foul. Out of play. And we'll stay at 3-2. So 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Runners on second and third. Tying run is at second here for the Wildcats. Bottom of the 6th, game 2. Ground ball, third baseman gets it, looks the runner back. Throw over to first in time for the putout. Good play by Olivia over there at third. Scored that one 5-3 on the putout of Depperschmidt. And now this is going to be Taggart coming to the plate with 2 outs.
Now batting, the designated player number 27D, Elizabeth Taggart.
So this is going to be Taggart coming to the plate. As we said, tying run is at second. Pitching the dirt, 4 ball. Indians trying to find a way to get out of this inning. See if they can escape a little bit of trouble here in the bottom of the 6th. Ground ball, foul ball. 1-1 now is the count. Another move that I failed to mention earlier, when Springfield went from third to short, Sternisha went from short to second. Pitch popped up, back and out of play. 1-2 now is the count here on Taggart. So 1-2 now is the count, 2 outs. Runners on second and third. Taggart is at the plate. 1-2 pitch coming. Foul right back at us here in the ICC Foundation broadcast booth. Of course, when we talk about the ICC Foundation broadcast booth, we want to invite you to get in touch with Mr. Jim Ingram, the ICC Foundation Director. Visit iccms.edu for more information on how you can contribute to Itawamba Community College through the ICC Foundation. That's iccms.edu. 1-2 pitch coming. There's, goodness. Another good-looking pitch that should have ended the inning. Instead, called a ball. Lee Adams got to get up and walk away. So 2-2 now is the count. 2 outs. Runners on second and third. That pitch missing low, 4 ball. 3-2 now goes the count. So the count full. Here to Taggart. So getting set to deliver the 3-2 pitch here from Macy Cox. And his liner down the line, that's going to score the tying run. 1 run will score, 2 runs will score. Taggart will check up with a double. Well, that's what happens when you're getting squeezed. You got to throw meat. And Taggart tagged one that time, down the line, stayed fair, 2 runs scored. We're now tied at 3. Well, a big-time clutch hit there with 2 outs in the inning on a 3-2 pitch. And we got a whole new ball game now. Game is tied at 3. As we'll have a runner come in this situation for Taggart. I believe this is going to be number 11. Can't quite pick up the number on that. Maybe, no, it's not 11. It's number 16 coming into the ball game to run. I'll let the PA announcer announce that one.
Now batting, the first baseman, number 15, Hallie Malone.
He's not even going to try to say it. That's Malone at the plate. Tara Williger running now at second. She represents the go-ahead run here for the Wildcats in the bottom of the 6th. as we said, crazy things happen when these two teams get together. And what should have been a looking strike 3 call was not. And then Taggart took advantage of that, doubled down the line to score 2 runs, and we're tied now at 3. There's a hard hit, and it's going to get through. They're going to ask the run to score from second. The throw home is not going to be in time, and Pearl River has rallied now to take a 4-3 lead on an RBI single by Malone. So 2 out hitting, proving to be big here for Pearl River in the bottom of the 6th. Now they take a 1-run lead. ICC going to have to come in and get something going in the top part of the 7th. I think I got the inning here first. This is going to be Panero coming to the plate. We're going to have a runner come in this situation. This is going to be number 13 coming in to run. This is going to be Jada Walker.
Pitch runner for the Wildcats, number 13, Jada Walker.
So 2 outs here in the inning. There's a runner on first. Pearl River has plated 3 runs here. That pitch across for a strike. 0-1 is the count. Well, if Pearl River hangs on to win this one, give them credit. They've put the bat on the ball, and they've got it done, but it's going to be a hard pill to swallow for ICC fans. Ground ball, foul ball. 0-2 now is the count here on Panero.
Is number 20, the right fielder, Alyssa Panero.
She reached on an error in her last at bat, grounded out 4-3 to end the 3rd. She walked back in the 1st and was left stranded. So 0-2 is the count here on Panero. Runner at first. That pitch missing outside, 1-2. Not a bad spot to miss that time. See if you can get her to chase one. Behind the count 0-2. So 1-2 now is the count here on Panero. ICC trying to find a way to get out of the inning. 2 out hitting has been clutch. And there's going to be another one. This is going to be to the gap, and they're going to ask another run to score, and it will. And that's going to be a double again. And Pearl River has rallied with 4 runs. And another RBI double, this time by Panero, that scored Jada Walker. And it's now 5-3 Pearl River. Well, the wheels have come off the bus here for the Indians with 2 outs. In the bottom of the 6th, that's the 4th run of the inning scored here. And Pearl River has light up the bats here. Runner at second. And this is going to be Easton at the plate. That one called a strike. Well, the way you judge a team is by when they face adversity. What will we see out of the Indians in the top of the 7th if we can get there? Pearl River, though, has showed a lot of grit and grind. Oh, she leaned into it. Well, the batter leaned into the ball that time and stuck her arm out to get hit by it. Hey. You can take a pitch, but you can't lean into one like that. But now the runner goes to first on the free pass. This is going to be Smith.
Left fielder to Brooke Smith.
Well, I tell you what, if this umpire was in the north part of the state, he would most definitely be on that scratch list. As he has been, you know, I usually don't get too colorful on my way to describe umpiring. This one has been hot garbage juice, as that one across for a strike. So it hasn't been pleasant. 1-1 is the count with 2 outs. And it has changed the complexity of this game throughout, but we're giving credit to Pearl River, though. You still got to put the bat on the ball, and they've been able to do that today. Foul ball. 1-2 now is the count. So runners on first and second with 2 outs. It's been clutch 2-out hitting here by the Wildcats. In the bottom of the 6th, that's pushed across 4 runs. That pitch outside for a ball. Smith, who was replaced at the bat last time by Cochran, she is re-entered here for Pearl River. Has a 2-2 count. Ground ball. Play over to first is in time to get the speedy Smith out, but the damage has been done. They get 4 runs on 5 hits, no errors, and 2 left on base. Well, the Indians got a little bit of work to do here in the top of the 7th. They trail it 5-3. We'll take a break and be back with more right after this on Let'sGoICCTV.com.
This broadcast of ICC Athletics is being presented by the ICC Alumni Association, the Bank of Okolona, the ICC BSU, Choice Pond with locations in Tupelo and Fulton, Buddy Long and the Tupelo Coca-Cola Bottling Works, Food Giant, the ICC Foundation, your Etowah County Farm Bureau agent Joey Cox, Little Caesars, Renaissance Bank, Sonic, and the ICC Wesley Foundation.
At Food Giant, serving you is our #1 priority. We offer the freshest produce, highest quality meats, tasty baked goods, and the best meats and cheeses in our deli department. At Food Giant, you'll always find a staff member eager to help you find exactly what you need. Freshness, variety, value. Shop Food Giant today with several locations in North Mississippi.
Quarter-pound junior double cheeseburger with crispy golden tots for just $2.99.
Makes me kind of want to do a double take.
Double the beef.
Double the cheese.
Double the smiles.
Oh, yeah.
For a limited time, get a quarter-pound junior double cheeseburger and tots for just $2.99. This is how you Sonic.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as we head now to the top of the 7th. ICC trailing 5-3 after a 4-run bottom of the 6th. Tough pill to swallow there for the Indians. ICC thought they got them looking at strike 3 for the 3rd out of the inning. Instead, it eventually resulted in a double by Taggart to score the tying run. So the Indians go from a missed call strike 3 that would have got the Indians out of the inning with no damage done to a 2-run double, a single that scored a run, and then an RBI double for Pearl River to take a 5-3 lead. That first pitch high and inside for a ball. Well, this is Blaker now. She's in line for the win. If she can find a way to get out of this inning, there's going to be a line drive and straight to the 3rd baseman for out number 1. That was Burns at the plate. And now this is going to be Hannah Williams coming to bat here for the Indians with 1 out and nobody on. So Williams, who singled, advanced on a wild pitch. That was back in the 5th, but ICC. Yeah, they did get that run scored, so she did score that run. Williams takes that pitch across for a strike. Olivia Burns is off the hook now. Macy Cox could be the pitcher of record here if everything stays the way it is now. Williams trying to spark it for the Indians. That pitch bounces across for a ball. 1-1 now is the count here to Hannah Williams. Remind you, we'll have a abbreviated version of today's Renaissance Bank postgame report. There's a ground ball. First baseman bobbled it, but a good job staying in front of it to get it for out number 2. 2 away quickly now. And the Indians are going to do it. It's got to start now, and it's going to have to start with Corey Childs. Childs is 0 for 2 with a walk. She stole a base and scored a run.
Now batting the center fielder, number 7, Corey Childs.
And so Corey will dig in here. Meg Sullivan is on deck for the Indians. So Corey will dig in here. Looks at that pitch across for a strike. That pitch missing low for a ball. So 1-1 now is the count here as the sun peeking back out here in Poplarville. 2 outs, nobody on here for the Indians. They trail 5-3. Ground ball, and that's going to do it. Pearl River gets a gift here in game 2 as the Indians go quietly in the inning. And that's going to do it. So 5-3 is your final. Let's add up the total hits here. Let's start with the Indians. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 hits for the Indians. 1, 2, 3 errors for ICC. And then it was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 hits for Pearl River. Only 1 error in the game there. So that's 3-6-3. For ICC, 5-7-1 for Pearl River. Our Sonic star of the game for ICC is going to be Meg Sullivan, as she went 2 for 3 with a pair of singles. She had 2 RBIs, and she was reached on an error as well. So that's going to do it here for today's contest. ICC splits on the road after a 5-3 decision in game 2. Going in favor of Pearl River, ICC picked up the 6-0 win in game 1. So for Lee Adams, I'm Adam Gore. We'll see you tomorrow here on the Red Channel as we hit the road to Goodman for baseball against Holmes. So have a good night, and as always, roll Tribe.
When I think of potential, I think of a matchstick. When a matchstick reaches its potential, it releases a flame that ignites everything around it. 2018 brings new potential for you and your life at Itawamba Community College, where you are each empowered to do great things. You can be better, accomplish more, and live a life that is above the bar. Your potential is here.